Hey, what's going on? Nick Claghorn here with Annie Mac Home Mortgage. Look, I want to just start by saying I've been in business about 7 years. And in that 7 years, I've actually been a coach for basketball that entire time in the high school ranks here in Indiana. Actually, 6 years in Indiana, 4 years before that in Louisiana. And so I've actually been a basketball coach longer than I've been in the mortgage business. So when it comes to coaching, one thing I learned about was momentum. And in high school basketball, the clock, depending on how long which level you play at, uh, you play 24 minutes, you might play 28 minutes, you might play 32 minutes in a game. But momentum is such a key factor in what's going to happen in the game for you. If you fail to grab momentum from the early onset of the game, it doesn't matter. You might figure it out a way to get momentum eventually, but time may run out. And one of the things I preach with my players at a young age is that you might think at 15, 16, 17 years old that you've got the whole world in front of you. I mean, you do. You have so much to gain at such a young age. However, one thing I tell the guys is the biggest mistake is that you think you have time. You don't. You have to start taking advantage of what's in front of you right away. And I think in the real estate business and the mortgage business, that's another thing that a lot of us take for granted is that we have time. And before we know it, we look up, we think we have our goals ready to go, we're set, and then we blink, take a quick breath, or we get distracted by an email or a phone call, and then we look up and 6 months have gone by. And we go, man, I always hear that phrase, can you believe that it's already June? Can you believe that it's already October? Gosh, I can't believe it's already Christmas. Like we hear that so often in our business, and I just don't think that people realize that momentum is such a key factor. And I was actually in a meeting yesterday with a high profile executive in the real estate industry yesterday, listening to her talk about one of the things that she likes about momentum. And I was so thankful to hear her talk about momentum because that's such a thing that I talk about with our players in basketball. So I love that the two things, really working side by side. And she asked, what is the thing about momentum? What does that mean to you? And to me, it was daily consistency. Doing things day to day. And then someone mentioned high engagement. There's a few other factors, but I think that moving forward and having progress, but doing it right now and having something that works against you really halts your momentum. So think about that. If you're working towards momentum, what are the things that are working against you right now? Are you doing the things that are, that are known, that are safe, that are comfortable, that's easy, if you're doing those things, that's probably working against you. You don't even realize it. You think that you're doing those things day to day, and therefore you're accomplishing progress. But really what you're doing is you're just staying right where you're at, and you're not gaining any sort of forward motion. So think about that in your day-to-day business. Think about that when it comes to what you want to do next in your business. And if you're trying to think of what's the next thing to do is, don't try to do everything. Focus on one or two things and do those things really, really well. In basketball, it might be working on your pick and roll defense. It might be working on your shot. It might be working on your press, breaking the press, and things like that, where if you focus on one of the two of those things really well, when it comes to those situations, it might just be those one or two possessions that make the difference between you winning or losing the game. So it might be the difference between one or two things, make the difference between you getting the deal or losing the deal, or closing that transaction, or getting the referral that you need. So anyway, I just wanted to send that out in the world for today and mention that, having a clear vision, getting yourself out there, understanding what momentum is could be the key factor for you. Looking forward to having a great 2024. Hope you are too. Looking forward to working with you in the new year. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, Nick Claghorn, Annie Mac Home Mortgage. Have a great day.